Hello, Dan back with another brown liquor review, number 24. I wanted to review Old Bardstown Estate Bottled at 50.5% ABV. This one is distilled somewhere in Kentucky by who knows. It is bottled by the Willet distillery, but you guys know that I love Willet 2-year-old rye whiskey. Love it. It is awesome, but I also know that it is actually distilled at Willet. If you look at the bottle here, it says distilled in Kentucky, bottled by Old Bardstown Distillery Company, which is code for Willet. This gets towards something that I talk about quite often. This is a thick bottle. Let me just move it over. Tell me where it was distilled. Whatever. So whatever. You know how I feel about this. It comes with this wax top, and so I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So then I peeled it off and found out that actually underneath the wax is just a spin-off thing, which I have no problem with. I really don't at all. But why would you wax cover a screw-off lid? It's kind of weird. Like I said, I'm all about the details, and that's just a weird detail to me. So like I said, it's sourced, bottled by Willet. And so why don't we get into some tasting notes? I've never seen this one before. I was at that big fancy super liquor store here at the shore and found it. They have a whole bunch of things that I've never seen before by a whole bunch of distilleries that I don't know, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, it's not like I know everything. I know far from anything. But, so let me tell you why I bought it. One, it is bottled at 50.5% ABV. That's pretty cool. I guess I kind of fell for the packaging. It says estate bottled, which, that really doesn't mean anything. There's other things here that says bottled in historic Bardstown, but anything could be bottled in historic Bardstown. You could bottle pickles in historic Bardstown. It says Kentucky barrel aged, which means absolutely nothing. And then there's a barrel that has a little W on it, which I think might mean Willet, but I'm not sure. It's old time sour mash. So this is a sour mashed bourbon. There's like a whole bunch of like catchphrases on here, like estate bottled, Kentucky's finest. There's a horse on it. I fell for it. I bought it. No worries. I mean, the marketing's good on it. It's very effective. Whatever. So let me get into the nose and the taste of it. Let me tell you if you should buy it. This is a nice, value bourbon. It was like $34 in New Jersey at the shore, so they can pretty much charge no matter what they want. I mean, some of the things that I bought here are almost up to 30% more than they should be, but I think it's just because I'm actually in Ocean City, New Jersey, where it's dry. And if you drive like right over the bridge, they have this awesome liquor store with a selection that, is actually nicer than it should be, but you have to pay a premium for it. Whatever, that's fine. I like America. Today's Independence Day. If you've been watching my videos today, this is the 7th video that I've made today. And so let me get into this. Let me tell you what I think about it. Right away, I feel like I'm smelling Old Granddad Bottled and Bond. So roasted peanuts, dark toffee, nutmeg. Like I said, it smells very similar to Old Granddad Bottled and Bond, but it also smells very similar to the Willet 2-year-old rye. Which, if you saw my video on either one of those, I loved both of them. So when it comes to the nose and taste of this thing, I'm not complaining. I mean, it tastes really good. It is a distinct smelling bourbon, except for, it smells and tastes like Old Granddad. And it has traditional bourbon flavors that are somewhat absent whenever you first open it, but then I let it air out. I let it air out for a few hours, and after that, the vanillas, the brown sugars, the molasses, the cinnamon, and all of that actually started to come out. So on the taste, you get the peanut brittle. You get peanut butter cups, as in like Reese's, so there's certainly like a milk chocolate kind of a flavor to it. And like I said, after you let some air hit it for a little while, you get a savory cinnamon. What I mean by savory is that sometimes whenever I roast meat on the barbecue, I put cinnamon into the rub, and it really, whenever that cinnamon mixes with the fat of whatever animal that I'm grilling, it really brings out a savory note from the cinnamon, which is really nice. It tastes like Old Granddad or Willet 2-year-old rye, which is great. It tastes like honey roasted almonds, and from what I understand, this one has a pretty decent amount of barley in it, and you get that in the mouthfeel. Maybe not in the taste, but like from all the way from the arrival to the finish, it's very full. It's not, it's not, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's not thin by any stretch of the imagination. It's very full all the way through. This is a really good drinking bourbon. I mean, I'll be happy to get another bottle when I get the chance. It's nice. It's really nice. Whenever you add a little bit of water to it, I mean, it kind of takes on some of those Scotch kind of flavors, like a Speyside kind of a Scotch. It's nice. So overall, it's a nice value bourbon, reminiscent of other whiskeys that I've already talked about. It is sourced from someplace that we don't know, and you could easily figure that out if you looked it up. It's distilled in Kentucky, but not specified at which distillery. Tell me. Just put it on the bottle. This is distilled at Heaven Hill, or this is distilled at Buffalo Trace, or wherever it comes from. I mean, it's not going to kill you to just inform the consumer. This is one of the major needs of the bourbon industry. It also has this like extremely dark flavor or color, and I just showed you Colonel E.H. Taylor, and I talked about the luxuriousness of how dark it is, and I don't know as if this is as dark naturally as it should be. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It doesn't say anywhere that it's natural colored. So, just my point here is that the bourbon industry could really benefit from some transparency. Just tell us what's in the damn bottle. Okay? This is a very tasty bourbon. It really is. And if I see it again for a cheaper price, I will certainly buy it. But I don't know where it comes from. And, I think I don't want to harp on this. I really don't. But it's important to me. It really is. I want to know the provenance of the whiskey. So just tell me, for crying out loud. And if you don't feel the same way, please tell me. Rate, comment, subscribe, like. I don't know why I keep saying rate. You don't have to rate this. But comment. Tell me if this is just something that I'm out of line on. So like I said, this is it's a good bourbon. I give it an 85, which is a very respectable score. I'm going to enjoy drinking this bourbon, very much so. But it could be better. And so pick it up if you can. Try to not pay more than $25 for it. But I will see you soon. We are nearing the end of this whiskey review extravaganza, and I'm going to try to finish off with something that, one, I've only heard about, two, I've only seen once, and three, has a pretty cool reputation of being a pretty decent whiskey. So I will be right back. Goodbye.